cloud. Okay. All right. So I was telling our accountability group before this, I wanted to start this off. I decided yesterday to add something to this training. And so I wanted to talk about, um, you know, getting in our own way and, or getting out of our own way, I should say. And, we all have gone through those moments where we're like, I don't feel good, or life is happening, or I'm going through a divorce, or something is going on in your life and you almost put your business on pause because of that, or you use it as an excuse not to show up, or all the things. And so I told Monica about this last night. I haven't shared it with everyone else, but you guys know we've been on this journey of moving out of our house. And I'm going to share a little bit of the journey. But so we moved out of our house on the 3rd, and we moved out of our house because of mold. And if I showed you guys, I think I showed some of you the picture of the mold. So through this move, I tallied up today, like all my new recruits. And so from conference through like this week, I've had 9 new people join the team. So through a move, through all these issues we're going through, I recruited 9 new people. Now, it wasn't just the move. Not only did we move, we're in an Airbnb, like the dishwasher stopped working, we're hand washing dishes, like we have been through it. That's like, we have had a lot going on the past couple weeks. And all those things, I haven't even gotten into the big ones yet. All those things are enough where I could be like, you know what, I'm not going to work my business today. Or you know what, I'm going to cancel that training. But I don't. And I keep recruiting and I keep showing up and I keep telling my story. And I'm not just doing that for me, I'm doing that for you guys too. Because once you become a leader and you have a team, that's part of your responsibility is to show up. You can't just say, I mean, obviously, granted, like big life things happening, like Texas is going through something they've never gone through right now, stuff like that. Obviously, there's exceptions to every rule. But being like, oh, I had a bad day, I don't want to do this training. So we moved out of our house because of mold, and we went to a new doctor yesterday, and she thinks that we are, especially me, being that we have like toxic mold illness, and she thinks I have lupus. And so that was, I'm gonna cry, but that was a lot for me to take on yesterday. That was a lot for me to like all at once. And it's like thousands of dollars in treatments and testing and all the things. And so I've had a really rough day today. I've just been like emotionally done. And I could have been like, you know what? We're not going to do the call. You know what? I'm not going to get my posts up. I'm not going to do my host to post. I'm not going to make my TikToks. I'm just going to, I did stay in kind of like pajamas all day. I did shower, but I did stay in like pajamas all day. But I could have let life get to me, and I didn't. I did my TikToks. I did some extra TikToks for days when I don't feel like doing them. I got an Instagram post up. I got my Facebook post up. I did some like charting. I ran some reports. I went through like my cab report. I put all my new people in a group together that are trying to get their shopping sprees and how we can help you guys. Like, so I did a lot today, and I could have been like, I'm not going to do this team training. And I'm sharing this with you guys, not so you can be like feeling bad for what I'm going through, but so you can see that all of us go through things. We all have life hit us, and how we react to them is what's so important. And so with this business, it's the hardest thing to see when you have someone as a leader that's like letting life get in their way, because this is my distraction. This keeps my mind off the other things that are going on in my life. Showing up for you guys helps me stay focused, and it helps me feel like fulfilled. Like no matter what's going on in my life, I can be there for you guys. So I just want you to remember that mindset, no matter what hits you in life, that it's not an excuse to not work your business. Yeah, Chris, it's a great distraction. It's such a great distraction. And so, the high you get every time you sign a customer, every time you sign a distributor. I'm 2.5 years in, and that doesn't stop. Every new customer, I get excited. Every new distributor, I get excited. So I want you guys to, just think about that. The book challenge that I challenge everyone who's in my team chat, I challenge you guys all to read this book. It's like a 40-minute book. It's amazing on mindset and the power of your subconscious mind, good and bad. And so everybody who reads that book by Saturday morning, I'm going to do a drawing for, I have this amazing little tripod that I use to do my coffee videos. I do my TikToks. I love it. And so I'm going to give one of those away. Everybody who reads the book will be entered in to win it. So it's a great way to look at your business. It's your distraction from your real life. And you're building up something now. Look at everything I just told you that I'm going through. Imagine if I had to go through that move, deal with this now health thing that makes a lot of sense for my issues, but also is very scary, and go through this whole mold process where Amanda caught us on the phone with our attorney at the beginning of the call. We're having to involve an attorney. We're probably having to sue a major like management company for what's happening. Imagine if I had to work a full-time job in the middle of all that. And I was on my lunch break, like trying to talk to my attorney. And I was so tired and sick from my illnesses that I was coming home at the end of the day. And I was like, sorry, Anya, I have no energy for you. So, and I know some of y'all are working jobs and you're sitting there thinking like, I'm feeling that. And so that's why I want you guys to look at these businesses as it's a distraction, and you're building up to live that life you want to live, and you will get there. You will. So keep moving forward, keep your eye on that prize. Okay, so I want to go into what Miss Panya asked us to talk about. So one of the hardest things to talk about is recruiting. And so I don't know if Panya, I don't know what maybe jump in the chat and tell me, are you somewhere where you could talk? Do you want to share what that experience was like listening in on a recruiting call?
Hey, yeah, I am. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can.
All right, my internet's kind of crazy, so I may be a little choppy. But no, I wanted to know because, like I said, when I first came over here, I always say I had to unlearn to learn, right? So I wanted to be able to listen, like I said, with some of the top leaders to see exactly what you're doing. What are you doing when you get on your calls? What are you doing when you do your, your team call, your opportunity calls and all that? And so Brandy is so amazing, guys. Y'all already know this. And she allowed me, she called me on 3-way. She was like, he told me, first she sent me the message of, what the lady was saying and everything. I was like, oh, I got so emotional even over her, what the lady was saying about what she was dealing with and what she wanted to get out of. And so she's like, I'm gonna call you right before the call. Okay, great. So she called me, 3-way me in, and I just listened. And her call, it was not scripted, which is one thing I loved. It was not scripted. It was very personable. She talked to her like she already knew her because of the fact that the lady had already opened up, and told her, how she wants to be home with her teenage son. I remember that. And what she was dealing with and all that. And so Brandy just talked to her where she was, let her hear. Brandy listened to her first and foremost. She listened to what she said, and then she came back and she shared her story. It wasn't like I've been on calls where it's like a PowerPoint, everything is blah, blah, dot, 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 dot. And that's not how I'm made of fashion. So I wanted to be able to see how other people, and Brandy killed it. She really did. She went through, she made the lady got emotional while we were on the call. And it was just, you felt her. And so what I wanted her to do today is just to kind of go through that, how she did it, the steps behind it, because it is steps, of course, but it's not like it's scripted, but you know how to reach a person where they are to get it. And the lady was like, yes, she was signing up. It was like no doubt about it, no hesitation or anything like that. So she closed the deal with the lady and she made her feel very, very comfortable. So I just want you to go over that because I know I've been doing some of the opportunity calls on our team with Jared and everything. And I'm trying to honestly make it fit me because I am not a PowerPoint girl. And so I'm trying to tweak it a little bit. And that's why I want to get on the call and just listen to how Brandy did it. And I think this will be a great thing for everybody to hear and implement.
Well, thank you so much for that. This is going to make your jaw hit the floor. She didn't join and she won't respond to me. She will not respond to me since the day that we did that call. This girl was like, Panya's not kidding. She was in tears on the call. Like, we felt like I was on a first date. We had this like great connection. There was chemistry. She hasn't responded to me since that night. So I don't know what happened, but that just goes to show you guys, you can't get discouraged when someone doesn't join. You can't get discouraged when someone says no or ignores you, I don't think that girl's story is over. She's not responding to me, but we're still friends on Facebook. I think she's gonna pop back up. But like Panya was saying, so I know corporate does like the opportunity calls and they go through the presentation. I know that Jared and his team go through the opportunity calls and do the presentation. And that is a very, Nina used to do that. That was a very networker thing. I don't like presentations. So the one thing you guys will learn about me is I don't write notes before my training. I was on the news like almost monthly, every other month in Ohio. I was on Fox 8 News all the time. I was on 19 Action News. I was on Channel 5. I used to speak publicly at big events with thousands of people. I never wrote speeches. I never
Oh my God,
wrote notes.
are you talking about our previous life together? Oh my God, stop it.
I am talking about our previous life together. And I did take Anton on the news and he about had a heart attack on the news.
No F-bombs, almost. Continue.
No F-bombs. I love you. Welcome to the call. So I literally never wrote a script. I don't like to, for me, if I have to go through a presentation, if I have to read something that's scripted, I feel like I'm worried about messing up. And I'm worried that I'm going to do it wrong, or I'm going to say the wrong thing, or I'm going to miss a slide, or I'm going to do something wrong. So that my way of doing things, we all do it differently. Some people like scripts. Some people like to write their speeches or write their notes. Some people like to do presentations when they present the opportunity. I just don't. I like to feed off the energy, go with the flow of what I'm feeling at that time, what I feel led to talk about. Even these trainings, I do a guideline of like, hey, I know we want to touch on these 3 things, but I don't script it because the energy could always take us in a different direction and I'm just going to roll with it. So I do that when I'm recruiting. I don't have a certain script I follow. I do have steps that I follow. So wherever I'm meeting someone, I'm going to get them off of social media. I love when they fill out my influencer application because then I know little bits about them. And if you want me to be real honest, I look them up on social media. I had some 65-year-old dude fill out my influencer application the other day. And I looked him up on Facebook and was like, hey, Mike, I need you to text this guy for me. I don't think I'm going to get on the phone with this guy, but I'm going to let Mike handle it. So that's why I love the influencer application, because you always get to get an idea of people. They tell you, my application, they tell me their age, where they live, and then a little bit about themselves. So they're telling me they're a single mom of 3 kids. They're displaced from their job because of COVID. They're, working a full-time job, but they want to be home with their kids more. They tell me a little bit of their story in that application. But let's say they didn't fill out the application and I just connected with them on social media. They gave me their cell phone. I'm going to start texting with them. I like to voice message before I get them on the phone. So I'm a big voice messenger because I feel like, especially in the climate of today, everyone thinks everything's a scam. I'm getting some Amazon robocall that my Amazon account purchased an iPhone 11 for $700. Press 2 if you didn't make this, I'm not pressing anything. It's a scam. You know what I mean? So everybody's already like, oh my God, everything's a scam in the world right now. So I feel personally, when I'm leaving a voice message, they're getting to hear me. They know I'm a real person. They're getting to hear my energy through the phone. I love to voice message. And then I get everybody on the phone. And I'll be honest, when I used to get people on the phone, I would word vomit my story all over them. I would talk about how Mike and I were in the top 10 at one point. We were in the top 20 and they don't care about that. But I felt like I had to validate myself and I had to share my accomplishments with them to get them to listen to me. And you don't. The influencer application, if you're not in our team chat, message me. If you're not in my team chat, message me. And I can send you my application. You can see it. If you are in the team chat, I'll send it in the team chat. Or someone on my team want to send theirs in the team chat just to kick it out. But so I don't tell our story. I get you to tell me your story. I want to know your story. I want to know your hot buttons. I want to know your triggers. I want to know all about you so I know how to tell you that this business can help you. Or I want to find that piece of your story that I can relate to. Because even though Carissa and Nia and Brandy and Patricia and Natasha, we all have extremely different stories. We're from different parts of the world. We look different. We sound different. We all have something in our story that we can relate to. I guarantee you, every person you meet has something in their story that you can relate to. So I let them tell me their story, and then I turn their story back around on them and say, oh, the girl that Pani was talking about, she's a single mom. I was a single mom for 7 years. I worked a full-time job and 3 part-time jobs. Okay. When I was 18, this might shock some of y'all. You might not know this part of my story. When I was 18, I had a boyfriend who went to Hawaii on vacation. Okay. Spring break. He came home and asked me if I wanted to move with him. I sold my car to buy a plane ticket and I moved to Hawaii with a backpack. And I spent almost 7 years on Oahu. That was my life. So if someone's like, oh, I just moved back, I was gone for forever, girl, I got a story like yours too. I literally moved to an island, and I know Natasha on here lives, I think she lives on Maui. So I listen and hear parts of your story. Oh, your husband's in the military? Oh, that's great. I lived on Oahu for 7 years, and almost 4 years in, I met a soldier and got married. I was a military wife for 6 years. I can relate to all kinds of parts of your story. So you let them talk to you, and then you give them little bits of yours. Okay. So then you tell them little bits of, oh my gosh, Mike and I have been doing this for 2.5 years. We do it full time. I no longer feel the need to tell them that, oh, I was once in the top 10, or we were in the top 20, or that, we've made 6 figures, or I don't feel the need to tell anyone that anymore. I felt like I did when I was trying to validate myself, but I don't need to tell you that. If you want to go look me up on Facebook, go look me up. I'm going to tell you though, oh, that's a little baby. I'm going to go tell you though that we do this full time. We both work from home full time. I am home with my kids full time. I remember a time when I was a single mom. My teenagers were in daycare. I was working a full-time job, 3 part-time jobs, never saw my kids. And when I did have free time, I was such a hot mess. I was going out trying to find a man, not worried about, and trying to have fun and live the life I didn't live because I was married. I wasn't focused on my kids. So like, I've been through it all. So when you tell me your story, I can think back of parts of my story and relate to you. But then you also know, here's a good example. When we moved to Florida, the first girl that joined my team, she sat at my kitchen table and told me, I don't need the money. Her fiance at the time made really good money. She said, I just need something for myself. I'm home with my kids all day. I have nothing for me. I just need something to do for me. So I know I'm not going to impress her with money. She's not going to care about the money. She's looking for community. She's looking for a place to belong. She's looking for other amazing women to be around. And so that's what I told her about. So now when I do calls, I talk about you guys.
Women and men, I'm offended. Continue.
You're a working woman. Mute yourself out.
Thank you so much. Correct.
Get out of here.
So
she totally made me miss my train of thought. No. So I know that getting you to tell me what you want out of this, I can then tell you that part of the company or the story or whatever. So that's what I was saying. I tell your guys' stories. I now talk about, this company is amazing as a whole. The company is amazing, but our team, you guys, our team is so special and so amazing. And the way that everybody interacts with each other, everybody truly is, you can't tell who's on whose teams, whose sideline, who's this, what rank anyone is. Everybody is truly we're like one body that moves together. And that is amazing. And you don't always see that. And I hear from a lot of people that have joined and left and come back. They left because they ran into issues with their leaders, or they had like this leader that tried to control them, or we don't have that stuff here. We have such an amazing team. So I sell that. I sell Mark and Cindy Pentecost story, and I sell our team. So let's say you're new and maybe you're a Ruby, or maybe you're on your way to Ruby and you're like, but I don't have a story yet. You don't need a story. You don't need your own story yet. Use the stories of those on your team. Use the stories of the sidelines that you're close to. Talk about the amazing company and talk about the little things that this company has done for you, because I guarantee on your way to Ruby, you've grown personally, you've made amazing relationships, you've learned something new, maybe you've lost weight, maybe you've made a little bit of money. And so I just did a call the other day. What day is it? Wednesday, yesterday. I did a call with a girl on our team who's in another country, and she's just struggling to get started, and there's a language barrier, and so she wants it really bad, but she's kind of lost. And she is within her first 30 days, and we had placed some customers to her, and she texted me on payday and said, oh my God, I just got paid. How did I get paid? Why am I getting money? Why are they sending me money? And so I said to her, girl, like I told you, you're not in this alone. We are in this together, and we put customers under you, and that's why you got paid. And she was like, oh my God, like so like emotional about it. And when I talked to her yesterday, girl, that is your story. While you're building this big story, go share that you got a paycheck and about freaked out that you got paid. And you got paid because your team helped you while you're still trying to figure things out. Your team was there lifting you up. That is your story. So you don't feel like you have to be a triple diamond before you can share something of value. That's not true. Even the person that joined 2 days ago has something of value that they can share. So when I get on the phone with someone, I quickly go over, I ask them, like, how much do you really know? Do you want me to start from scratch? If it's for someone else, I typically say that. If it's for me, I know that I've sent them a voice message. Lately, I have a video that is from a team training we did like 3 weeks ago. And I've clipped the video down to like, I don't know, 40 or 50 minutes. I think I'm going on my 5th person that I've sent that video to. They join right away. Because the video is all of you sharing your stories and how this opportunity has changed you. Even people who just joined. Everybody on that call was crying. Like we were laughing, we were crying. Every person I send that to joins the team now. So that's one of my first steps. I get their phone number, I leave them a quick message, and in my quick message, I'm like, hey, I'm basically just an influencer for a 20-year-old faith-based, family-owned health, wellness, and beauty company. It's amazing. You don't have to buy a bunch of product. We get to help people reach their health, wellness, and financial goals. I get to connect with other women like you who just want something more out of their life. Does that sound like something you're interested in? And they say yes. And so then I'm like, okay, awesome. I'm going to send you this video, watch the video, and then text me when you're done. And then I get on the phone with them. So, and when I'm on the phone with them, I'm just explaining everything I just said to you. Tell me a little bit about yourself. So I've told you about the company. You get a little bit of an idea of what we do. I'll get deeper into that, but tell me, Carissa, tell me about yourself. Tell me a few things about you. Oh, well, actually, someone unmute themselves and give me like 3 bullets about you. I don't care who it is. Anybody. Don't all jump at once.
Okay, I'll go since you said my name. Maybe
I'm sorry, well, there's 2 Carissas.
Okay, 3 things. Personally, a mom, a single mom, a caretaker, and extremely goofy personality.
Okay, awesome. And do you work outside of It Works?
No.
So this is your main thing. So this is important for you. Okay. So when you joined, did you work outside It Works?
Yes, medical assistant for 8 years.
Okay, so there we go. So she's a single mom who's also caretaking for a family member, I'm assuming, and she works a full-time job as a medical assistant. So she clearly wants more out of life. Her time is very valuable. She's very busy. So I'm going to talk to her and ask her like, okay, so is it your goal just to earn a little bit of extra money a month, or would you like to eventually quit your job?
Eventually quit my job.
Okay, and so what would that look like? If I handed you X amount of money, what would that number be that you could walk in and quit your job tomorrow?
We're hypothetical, right? That's what we're doing?
Yeah, whatever, monthly. If I handed you X amount of money
I mean,
monthly.
like we're role playing because I already did that stuff. We role playing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It was it had to been double what I was making. So it was like 3,500.
Okay, so 3,500. Okay, awesome. So you need to be somewhere in the diamond to double diamond range, and then you can quit your job. So that is our goal for you. So I want you to, you're going to join. We're going to get you all the first steps, but you're going to let's put double diamond up on your dream board, and that is your goal. Because we know when you hit double diamond, you can walk in and fire your boss. Okay, so do you see what I just did? I gave her a roadmap of where she wants to be. I didn't tell her where she's going to go. She told me where she wants to be, and I told her how she can do that through the business, right? So we're going to start. You're going to join. Your first goal is going to be just to get 6 customers. My hair is like all in my eyes. We're going to help you with that. But, and then we're going to go Ruby, and we can go as fast or as slow as you want. This is totally up to you, but just know that goal of double diamond is when you're able to quit your job. So then I'm talking to that new person and I'm making this relatable to them, not telling them that I went diamond in X amount of time or I did this. They don't care what I did. They want to know how you can help them get where they want to be. So that's how I do my recruiting. That is how I talk to people. I get them to tell me as much as I possibly can about them, and then I spin it back on them and tell them how this opportunity can help them get to their goals. So whether they're a mom wanting more time at home with their kids, or they're like Chris and wanting to quit their job, or there's someone with health issues that can't work a full-time job. This is great. You can do this from your couch. Girl, I have health issues too. I struggle. Some days I struggle to go up the stairs. But you know what? I can work from my phone all day long from my couch. So does that help, Panya? Was that kind of what you were looking for?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, awesome. All right. So, and then like Panya said when we first got started, guys, you can always have someone help you with the 3-way, always. So you can reach up to your upline, reach to a sideline, whatever you want. You can call in help. And then, if getting on each other's calls, Panya got on my call. She was curious how I did a recruiting call, so I let her get on one of my calls. I shared this on Saturday that I had to ask for help on one of my calls recently, and I went to a girl on my downline. I went to Monica because I had connected with a girl on social media that had some concerns that we would get along based on some stuff going on in the world. And she sent me some messages, and I sent them to Monica and said, hey, what do you read these and what do you think? And I knew I was going to ask Monica to be on the call with me. Monica read them and said, I think her response was, I think I need to be on that call with you. And I was like, oh, good, because I was already going to ask you to do it with me. And so this girl got on the phone with Monica and I had said to Monica, hey, we're trying to help you get to Ruby. If she joins, obviously I'm going to place her on your team. So Monica got on this call with me, and she kind of addressed this girl's concerns before she even had a chance to bring them up. We had a great call. The girl did not join right away. We had to follow up with her for about a week, and she ended up joining, and she's been amazing. And I talked to her for like 45 minutes the other night, and she's like, I just feel so drawn to you. She's like, and she even said, like, I know I can call Monica, and I do call, I have Monica for certain things, but I feel so drawn to you. Is it okay that I'm calling? I'm like, girl, I sponsored you. Yes, you can always call me. But this was a girl that was like hesitant to even talk to me. And so do you see how if I would have gotten on the phone with her and kind of ignored her concerns, who knows what would have happened? But I knew, thank you, Panya. I knew that could I have handled it alone? Probably. However, why try and go in there and handle something alone when I know I can call in backup and we can do it together, right? And so I'm always going to do that on calls. If I know that having someone else on the call will make someone feel more comfortable, I'm always going to do it. And I do that with my placement of my distributors too. So if I recruit somebody that lives in a certain area, I'm going to place them under someone on that area. If I recruit someone that has hardcore political beliefs that are on one side, I'm not going to place them under someone that has hardcore political beliefs that are on another side. So I do try to be really mindful even in the way I place people, because I want everybody to have the most success. And I want to pair people up where you're going to feel so comfortable, you're going to succeed. I want to give you the best chance to succeed. So, all right, let me look at the chat real quick, because I was not paying attention to the chat until just now. Okay, Nia put her application, telling them the story, parts you relate to. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so the influencer application, I love the influencer application. I recommend everybody does it. One thing for our team, actually anyone can really use it, but I am working on a generic website that will be a recruiting website, and it will not link back to anyone, not myself, nobody. That will be a tool that you guys can use to recruit. So it's literally going to be some pictures of people on the team with some testimonials they sent me. So it doesn't matter who you are, or what you look like, or where you're from. You can scroll through that site and be like, oh my gosh, I look like her. Oh my gosh, I can relate to him. Oh my gosh, that's a couple building. We're a couple. So I'm trying to make people be able to see like all aspects of our team, so they have someone to relate to. Then I have a short video about becoming an influencer and what we do. And then I'm putting that video I was telling you guys about, that every single, I'm like 5 for 5 on recruiting for that video. I'm putting that video on it. And so it's going to talk a little bit about the company, not mentioning the company name very much. I want them to know they're joining us. They're joining a movement. They're joining our team. The company is almost secondary, because they're not joining and going to be trained by Cammie and Mark every day. They're not joining and going to be on the phone with corporate every day. They're joining and they're going to be on with us. So it's going to be a very generic, easy recruiting tool that anyone can use. So as soon as we get that done, I will get that out to everybody. But I think that will help for new people. As you know, it's nerve-wracking in the beginning. I remember having Mike on my recruiting calls. I used to have Nina on my recruiting calls. Like, I felt like I couldn't do it on my own. And now I love to recruit. Like, I love to get on the phone with people. So until you get to that point, this is a great way to make it easier for you. But then also, I'm still going to use this website every day. Instead of having to say everything in a voice message, I'm going to tell them to check out the site and text me when they're done. Just like I'm sending them that video and telling them to text me when they're done. Okay, any questions or anything else you guys want touched up on or going deeper into? No? Okay. So I did want to talk a little bit about social media tonight too. So on our accountability chat we did before this, you know, I'm gonna call Carissa out, but Carissa was kind of getting overwhelmed with all of the different social media apps, because it's a lot. It's a lot to take on. It's a lot for me, and I'm like well-versed in social media, but to have to do your Facebook post and your host a post and then your Instagram and then your stories and then your TikToks, it's a lot. And so if you're feeling overwhelmed by all the things, I want you to know I built all the way to triple on Facebook alone. I did not have TikTok. TikTok was out there, but I wasn't using it yet. I was scared of TikTok. I was using Instagram, but I wasn't getting anything out of Instagram. So I think I've maybe gotten 2 customers, and I got 1 distributor, and she was a crazy person that has been on like every leader in the company's team. Literally, she's been in networks like 10 times. That's the only person I recruited from Instagram. But I built my entire business from Facebook. Facebook is my comfort zone. I am comfortable on Facebook. I speak my mind on Facebook. I have my following. Like, Facebook is my jam. Now, I still do Instagram. I don't do it well, but I do it. And I do all my Facebook stories through Instagram. So it goes from Instagram to Facebook. And then I did jump on the TikTok train. I waited about 8 months. So I was watching like Cheyenne Knox and Morgan Martin and all these, Katie Bevington and all these girls having all this crazy success on TikTok. And I was like, nope, I'm not doing it. I keep all my clothes on. I don't dance. I'm not funny. So how am I going to do TikTok? But then, well, that's what was going through my mind. You guys know I'm real with you. And so then I started watching all these people exploding. And I'm like, I remember saying to Mike, I've got to figure out this stupid TikTok thing. I've got to do it. And he was even like, TikTok's evil. It's awful. I read this lawsuit thing about selling minors. I mean, I was way down, like not getting on TikTok. And then I finally was like, I can't expect my team to get on TikTok. I can't expect my team to do this if I can't even tell them how to do it. I can't train them. And they're not going to do it if I'm not doing it. So I started doing TikTok and now I love it. Now I'm addicted. It's so much fun. It can be overwhelming to have to do all the things, but I do it. I'm recruiting distributors. I've had like 3 or 4 distributors off TikTok and my following's not huge. It's like 6,000, but it's getting there and I'm having success. I'm getting customers, I'm getting distributors, and I'm leading them over from TikTok to Instagram to help build my Instagram following and Facebook. So I do have, does anyone have my TikTok follow message they can put in the chat? Because I'm on a computer. Anyone on my team use that? So I came up with this TikTok follow message. Let me send it in the team chat and then maybe someone can post it.
You know what, actually, so I've used your TikTok message about like super liking their videos and them super liking your videos. Is that the message?
Yeah.
So I've been using it, but to me, I feel like I actually modified it to like my liking because I feel like it's such a generic message that I feel like everyone is using, that people almost like just like look over and be like, whatever, like another, like not scam, but like another message.
Right.
Not just with me, I'm actually getting more responses like talking about, and I'll be honest, I'm trying to I promote my boutique on TikTok. So I used to use your message and people are like, okay, blah blah blah, whatever, do like a spam like videos. But now that I use my specific to my to what I'm looking to get out of it, people actually like, okay, I'll check out your website, I'll check out your boutique. So I don't know. I guess it's different with everyone.
No, and I think any messages like that, I did just send it in the team chat. If anyone can share it in the chat here. And then Anton, maybe if you want to drop yours in the Zoom chat. I think like anything, you guys, you have to tailor it to yourself. So I get a great response from using this. I get people, every other person comments done. They go through my videos, they comment done. They're filling out my application from me sending that video. So I think like anything else, you have to tailor it to yourself and make it sound like you. So I do this, every single person that follows me, I send them this message. Yeah, see, that's what Anton's is. So he owns a clothing boutique. Outside of it works. Can someone put mine in the chat? I just can't because I'm on my computer, unless I log into my Facebook, which I guess I could do that.
One moment.
Okay, thank you. So I send this legit to every single person that follows me, every single one. And so some don't respond, they just like it, and some actually respond and ask me questions, whatever. So I've had really good success with this message. I'm coming up with one. Yeah, that's mine. I notice that every time I send this, I get new followers on Instagram and on Facebook. I woke up the other morning to like 100 new followers on Instagram out of nowhere.
Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll try to do like a little bit of each. I feel like people, I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm thinking like I feel like people will get tired of reading like halfway through and be like, whatever, I don't know. Maybe I'll try it.
Well, but what you could do too is you could make yours, you could just add something small to yours. Like, I also sell health and wellness and weight loss products. If you're ever interested, like, you could add whatever or add
because every time I've been putting like the gummies, people were actually like, and like I've been like I had sorry, that's not how they said it, I'm sure, but I've been even like I put a video with the skinny coffee, and a couple of people were like, oh my God, what is that? And then, I mean, of course, nothing ever happened out of it, but at least like they, they commented, they were like somewhat interested. Yeah, maybe I'll do both. And I've been using follow trains from the previous training that you did. I've been
Yep.
I'm almost at 1,000 followers, but it's
See,
not about
look
me.
at you go.
Sorry, continue.
So no, but that's great. So however you want to do your message, I do it to everyone that follows. I'm getting good results from it. My link tree is in my bio. TikTok's being funny with Linktree now. When someone goes to open my Linktree, it tells them that they can't open it for whatever reason. So, I don't know if she's sleeping now. Maybe let Lexi text him. Okay, kids just came in like fools in a china shop. So I'm now directing people because you remember you've got to adapt, you've got to change with how things change. Oh, that's cute. So I'm just telling people to go to my Instagram. I'm directing them to my Instagram to fill out the bio, to fill out the link tree in my Instagram, because TikTok is being weird. So however you want to do it, I'm just saying if you are overwhelmed by all the social media apps, pick the one that's like your comfort zone, the one that you've had success on. Make your focus that one. And then once you feel like you're established enough with that one, then try another one. That's what I was telling Carissa earlier. She's really comfortable on Facebook. So focus your energy on Facebook, grow your following, do the things. I tell my team and teach them ways to grow your following. Do the suggested friends. That's one. Facebook always gives you suggested friends, but go into groups. So I live in Florida. There's a group I'm in called Parish Parents Network. There's one that's Sarasota Moms. There's one that's like, I'm in a homeschooling mom group, crunchy mom groups. I'm in all these moms groups. And so when you join the groups, you make a post like, oh my gosh, I'm new here. I'm so excited. I love making new mom friends. I love meeting new people, etc., etc. And then anybody, you'll get friend requests. People will friend request you. And then anybody that likes or comments, you send them a friend request. And then whether you love dogs or you love horses or your kids play sports or whatever that might be, join groups for that. There's coffee groups, there's groups literally for everything. Then you're getting like-minded people. If you eat a keto diet, join a keto group. You can't talk about your business in all those groups, but you can make new connections and connect to new people from those groups. So that's a great way to grow your following. One of the homework things that I give all of my new distributors, when they join, we look at their social media, whatever social media they're on, and we look at how many followers or friends or whatever they have. And so is Amanda still on here? Amanda, tell us where you started and where you're at.
I started, are you talking like friends?
Yeah.
Okay, I started with 300 friends and right now I'm over 2,000 friends. And I've been doing it about 7 months.
So that was one of the first things when I looked at Amanda's page. She had 300 friends and I'm like, girl, you're talking to the same like 30 people every time you make a post because you've got 300 friends. So we have to grow your following. So I give them, her first goal was 500. Then she got to 500 and her goal was 1,000. And then we just kept touching base and raising her goal. And so then when you get to the point where you're maxed out on your friends, I max out every month on my friends list. So I go through, and I don't know if y'all know this, if you go through your friends list and you can see I'll see if I have any that are easy to see. If you see someone who has no profile picture showing, every now and then you get someone who just doesn't have a profile picture, but 90% of the time, it's somebody whose account has been deactivated. And when their account is deactivated, they're sitting on your friends list, taking up room, but their account is deactivated. So I go through every single month and I delete, I can't find any. I just did it like a week ago. I go through every month and I delete every account that's deactivated. I don't care if you're like a friend that I grew up with, I'm going to delete your account. If you get back on Facebook, you can come find me. But I need that space for people that, you know, want to join the business, be a customer, shed some positivity on my life, whatever. I also go through and look at like, okay, I've been friends with this guy on Facebook that I went to school with in 5th grade. Have I talked to him since I got out of school? No, I'm going to delete him. So that I go through and clean out my friends list monthly. And that way, like I just recently deleted like 45 people because I was at 5,000. And then I have now 45 new spaces for potential customers or distributors. One thing I also do, and not everybody loves this, but I don't allow my entire organization to friend me. So I don't really accept sideline friend requests unless it's someone that I truly know and have built a relationship with, whatever. I don't accept sidelines. And my entire team is not friends with me on Facebook. If it's someone that is on the team that's like active and they're running with me, whether I sponsored them or not, then I might accept their friends request, and my personally enrolled, I do accept. But think about it. If you've got 4,000 friends and you accept 500 It Works people, you've got 500 dead spots sitting on your Facebook because they can follow you. So I teach everybody, just follow me. My page is public. You can follow me and see all my information, but I'm keeping those spots on my friends list for people that I can reach through the business. So that's kind of how I do social media. It's hard at first to delete people because you almost feel some kind of way about it, but you get over that. I'm like ruthless now with my deleting. So, all right, we got those. Put my website on my TikTok. Would it be good, or also do my link tree? So I haven't tried to put my It Works website, but I don't put anything on my social media that says It Works unless it is the IDS. So the way we do our social media on our team, we tend to do attraction marketing. So in my stories, I do put, you know, product images, or, you know, there's all kinds of fun slides about products or stories or whatever. Those go in my stories. But if you look on my Instagram or my Facebook, you don't see product pictures. I don't even say the names of the products anymore. I used to post my coffee cup every morning talking about my keto coffee. Now, if I post my coffee cup, I'm talking about my chocolate coffee or my skinny coffee. Even on TikTok, I'm talking about my chocolate coffee or my fat burning coffee. My celery, I'm calling it green juice because I want to create curiosity. I want people to message me and be like, what is that green juice you're always drinking? What is that coffee? Tell me about that coffee. Like I have people that watch it in my stories. They're like, they know exactly how I make the coffee. They have been watching for months. So create curiosity. Don't just post a picture of the bag or like, you know, I'm drinking collagen. I could post a picture of this and be like, drinking my tropical skincare, my liquid collagen, whatever. I don't know if I'd call it liquid collagen because there is a liquid collagen, but drinking my skincare tonight. Anyone else drink their skincare? What? You're drinking your skincare? What are you talking about? So you want to create reasons for them to come to you and ask questions. You don't want them to see certain things on the page and be like, oh, I've heard of It Works. I don't like it. I don't want to talk. I'm not going to talk to her. My friend did that and didn't make any money. So that's just how our team does it. We try to create the most curiosity we can. So people are coming to you asking questions. You definitely want to be consistent. The more consistent you can be, the more people will reach out, the more people will pay attention. Great example of that is a girl who joined our team, I don't know, a week and a half ago. She was a customer of mine 2 years ago. Okay, so right after we first joined, we have not talked, she hasn't ordered in over 2 years. We have not talked about products in 2 years. She messaged me and all she said was, how's your networking thing going? And I could have been like, oh girl, crushing it. We made this much money. We didn't. Nope. I said, girl, my team is on fire. I have the most amazing team and I am having a blast. It is going amazing. And her response back was, I know, I've been following you and I've been seeing what you've been saying about your team. And she's like, I'm going to join. I want to join. I'm ready to join. Took about a week to get her in the system because life happened and she was busy and I kept following up, but she joined. So she was telling me that she had consistently watched me for 2 years. I have a girl who just texted me who she filled out my Instagram. She filled out, I'm trying to read her message. She filled out my influencer application this morning. This girl has been following me and liking stuff on Instagram for like 6 months. And every time she likes stuff, she'll go through like once a week, she'll go through and like all my posts at once. And every time she does it, and every time I see her name, I'm like, I need to message her. I should recruit her. But I don't do it because I'm not a big like cold messenger. And I don't do it. And she filled out my influencer application and is interested in joining the business. So had I reached out to her months ago, she probably would be on the team already. So don't ever hesitate. Don't feel like you can't message anyone because even I do that. I hold myself back and stay consistent because even though it feels like people aren't watching, they are. All right. I think that's all I had. Does anyone else have anything?
Quick question, because I was trying to type it, but this iPad is moving too slow and I have to ask it faster. Which source is your main source of building your team? Facebook or Instagram or TikTok?
Facebook. So I built my entire team up to triple through Facebook and belly to belly. 98% Facebook. Belly to belly, I know it's tougher in today's climate, but I mean, I order Instacart all the time. When the Instacart driver comes, if they look like someone that I would try and be friends with, I try to recruit them. If we're at a restaurant, I'm trying to recruit the waitress. I mean, I'm like, we'll be at a grocery store or the nail salon or wherever, and if someone's got a great personality, I'm trying to recruit them. I shared this on a team training. We were at the nail salon a couple weeks ago, and because I voice message, I was responding back to somebody about the opportunity via voice message while getting my pedicure. And these two women were sitting there getting their pedicure. And as I was leaving, they're like, what do you do? Tell me a little bit about what you do. Like, what do you sell? What do you do? So I gave them info and gave them a card. And so I then on a training with my team said, you guys, if you're standing in line at the grocery store, if you're sitting there getting a pedicure, even if you don't have any leads right now, text one of your girlfriends, text one of your sidelines and be like, ignore my messages for the next few minutes. And get on the phone and be like, hey, Monica, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you reached out, girl. I'm so excited to chat with you. I work with a 20-year-old faith-based, family-owned health, wellness, and beauty company. I help people reach their health and wellness goals and help women like you earn an income. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, definitely send me a message back. I'd love to chat with you. Put my phone down. Because people
voice memos to myself, that'll work too.
Or to yourself. Yes.
I was just going to say that.
They don't know who you're talking to. But I'm now noticing if I do that in public, I'm getting ears perking up. Like, what is she talking about? Or the gummies. I did that at the salon. I was waiting for my lash appointment. And I was sitting in the lobby of the salon. And I was responding to messages about the gummies. It was right after the gummies came out. And one of the estheticians came around the corner and was like, what are you talking about? What are these products? Can I buy them? How do I get them? Oh, girl, yeah, you can. Of course. She gave me her number. So always, always, always utilize that tool too. If you're somewhere in public, talk about, just either do your follow-ups while you're sitting there or message yourself or send it to somebody or whatever you want to do. But to answer your question, Facebook, and then after that would be TikTok. So I'm steadily getting engagement and leads from TikTok. TikTok is one though where you have to be super active and you have to be super engaged. So you have to do the multiple videos a day, all the things. I do skip days here and there. I try not to. I was telling some of my team, I just hired our 19-year-old she's going to Ohio State for college. I just hired her to do my TikTok follow messages, to do my host to post messaging, and to do engagement for me on TikTok and Instagram. The things that take up my time in the day where I feel like I could be spending more time with Anya if I wasn't doing those things. We're doing this trial thing to see how it goes with her. So her taking those tasks that anyone can do off of my plate gives me more time to focus on what I'm good at, recruiting and getting customers, and then spending time with my family. So I was telling Monica, if you've got a teenager, there's a way for your teenager to earn some allowance. Let them help you with certain things. They get to feel like they're in the business. And guess what? You can write off anything you pay your kids for working your business. There's like a cap. It's like several thousand a year that you can pay, like 12,000 a year, I think is the cap. You can pay your children 12,000 a year to help you in your business as a business expense. Monica's wheels are turning now. So set up with your teenager, you'll pay them $50 a month or $100 a month. You know, obviously if they're 19 and they're doing it more, you'd pay them more, but you could give your teenager $50 a month to do all this for you and you write that off. So we always like to find the ways to work smarter, not harder. So I'll let you guys know how that goes. Today was our first, she's got WordBoard. She's logged into all my social media accounts. Today was like our first day of really trying it. But already I haven't done one TikTok follow message and she's been on it, getting them all. So it's so nice to not have to worry about that.
I have a question, Brandy.
Yes.
Do you always, like when you're meeting people out belly to belly, do you pass out your business cards all the time? Or is that just kind of like depending on the situation?
So this is a tough one. I love passing out business cards, but I'm guilty of still giving them out. I feel like with the amount of business cards I've given out, just in the 3 years in this business, 2.5 years in this business, and the amount of amazing people I've met that were so interested and I never heard from them. And it's like, I always use the analogy. It's like you're out with your girlfriends and you meet that super cute boy at the bar and you give him your number and he never calls you. Right? So I feel that way when I give my business card out and I never hear from them. So I feel like I'm trying, and the nail salon, I gave those ladies my business card. And I feel like it's better to get their information. It's just like getting them off social media and getting their cell phone, always get their information. One thing that we learned from someone who's no longer here that was really good is saying, like, taking a picture. If you're someone that's, kind of outgoing, hey, let's take a selfie. Hey, what's your cell phone? I'm going to text it to you. Or, hey, girl, like, you're having a good conversation with your waitress. Like, hey, you're really fun. I'd like to stay connected with you. Are you on Instagram or Facebook? Okay, great. What's your Instagram name? You don't need to get their number. You get them on Instagram. And as you found them on your Instagram, you put their name in and you found them. Just as you're putting your phone away, screenshot their profile and put your phone down. That way you're not like, oh my God, who is that person? I don't remember their name. I've gotten new followers or I followed new people or whatever. But I feel like you can't go wrong if you get their information. If you just give yours out, you may never hear from them. I do like to keep business cards for samples. So I always keep samples in my purse. And if I run into someone and we're having a conversation about something, I'll pull out like, oh, you need to try this coffee sample and my business card's attached to it. But that was a good question. All right, any more? No? All right, we kept this like right at an hour. We're usually like hour and a half, creeping on 2-hour Wednesday night trainings. Okay, so this was really good. Next, I recorded this. I'll get you guys a recording next Wednesday. I think we'll go back into social media and things like voice recordings and just tips and stuff, unless there's anything you guys in the next few days decide that you want.
Don't forget color personality. Next week.
We didn't do the color personality.
Next week. We can do it next week. Because
I went off on tangents and forgot.
some people still have to do it, so it's okay.
All right, let's make sure everyone does it and then we'll go over it. So, and that's a great, even just Monica and I's color personalities were like completely flipped.
Where do
Which
we
is-
find this at?
I sent the link for it in the team chat.
Okay.
Carissa, all of my team, anyone that's in our team chat, I sent it yesterday. Yeah. So you take the color personality test and then we'll discuss that next week. It's good to know because, you know, even just Monica and I talking, I'm red, blue, and then very little green and yellow. And Monica was like yellow, green,
Blue, red.
blue, red. Yeah. And so we're like the ones where I have very little, those were her dominant colors. And so that's why she and I work so well on certain things, because where I'm loud and can be obnoxious and just out there and doing all those things, I'm not organized. I don't remember things as well as I should. And she's like organized. She remembers things. She keeps us on task. Like, that's why she's running the 90-day challenge that she came up with. So it's really good to know those to help understand the different personalities on your team. Just like Nia was, you know, Nia had some frustrations earlier. And if you understand people's color personalities, it can almost make you take a step back in your frustration and respect where they're at. It's like the love languages with your spouse. When you know the love languages with your spouse, you can know that like the way you're loving them might not be the way that they need you to. And so it's the same with this with your team. You just learn how to speak to each other better and understand each other better. So I knew I felt like I was forgetting something, and that's what it was. So we'll do that next week. But all right, this was good. I will make sure you guys get the recording, and we'll see you guys on Saturday at the next training.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Night.
Night.
Bye. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you, Brandy.
You're welcome.